Dear friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me a great pleasure to address today such a distinguished audience, and for this I would like to thank the organizers of this forum. It is also a great honor for me to take the floor directly after Willem. The last time that we met was almost 9 years ago when we were debating the single hull phasing out schedule in the Brussels and in the IMO in the aftermath of the Prestige accident. It is beyond any doubt that the safety record of the tanker industry has greatly improved, and Willem presented some figures. And I have to say that this is because the majority or a great number of ship operators are paying a lot of efforts in order to continually improve the health and safety and environmental performance for their fleet. And this is the subject of my presentation today. I will try to explain to you the methodology that we in Maran Tankers Management are following in order to achieve this. Before embarking on the methodology, I have to say a few words about Maran Tankers Management. We are the oil tanker unit of the Angelikousi shipping group. In addition to the ISM certification, we maintain ISO 40001, OXAS 18001, MLC and Green Award certification. Our fleet is composed of 36 oil tankers. The majority of them are VLCCs. We have 16 VLCCs, 12 Suezmaxes and 8 Aframaxes. A total of 7.6 million deadweight, all of them double hull with an average of 7.8 years. The majority of the flag that we fly is Greece, and we have the majority of the classes with ABS, then DNV and Lloyd's. We have an extensive new building program since 1993, and we have currently 4 VLCCs on order. We place a great emphasis on the human element, on our people. This is our driving force. And we have our own maritime training center. And I see here in the audience also our training manager, Dimitris. Our senior officers are Greek, and we are very proud of this. And we have confidence in our Greek seafarers. And of course, we are grateful also for our Filipino ratings who make the team to work. We believe that we have a responsibility in shaping our future. That's why we are heavily involved in all the industry forums and the organizations debating and trying to affect our future. So, HSE continual improvement, why? Is it a business challenge? Why we have to continually improve in this matter? First of all, for us it is, and I think for the majority of the operators, having in place a structural methodology system for HSE improvement is a basic management tool to achieve the basic company's policy goals for zero accidents and zero pollution. I know that the majority of our colleagues here have the same principal goals enriched in their policy, so you have to have a management tool to achieve this. Secondly, if you have such a system in place, you minimize the risk of non-compliance with legal and other industry requirements, so as to minimize your exposure, to minimize lost business opportunity, to minimize fines, litigations, and other costly legal proceedings. Thirdly, it is a tool that assists you in enhancing business efficiency and effectiveness. First of all, you reduce the cost associated with accidents and incidents. Secondly, by having this system in place, you improve your performance, the quality of service that you deliver to your customers. So you minimize oversights, errors, and improve the quality of your performance. And finally, having in place an enhanced environmental management is also a tool to improve your cost control. You enhance your energy efficiency, so you gain an economical advantage. In addition, HSE improved performance is nowadays a clear industry requirement, a customer requirement, and we have to stand up to this and meet this requirement. So in order to have a very good business cooperation with our customers, we have to be good in this area. And in order to establish also long-term cooperations, long-term charter contracts, we have to have a very good performance in this area. And also to attract finance and investment for our companies. Nowadays, this is an issue that everybody is looking in a very scrutiny matter and are looking to see a very good performance prior to any investment. Human element again, we want to retain and attract the right caliber personnel, competent people. And I'm sure that you will agree with me that competent people like to work for a company that gives high importance to their health and safety. So by having this system in place, we think that it's a tool for us to attract these people in our company and to retain them as well. No need to point out that it is very good for the company's image. Public relationship is very important these days. And I would like to conclude by saying that it is also a public expectation these days. Society expects from the companies to have an improved health, safety and environmental performance. The so-called corporate social responsibility, which as you know is an up-and-coming issue in our industry. Okay, let's see now a little bit the methodology. We haven't invented the wheel. We try to adhere and to implement the methodology that is required in accordance with the management systems ISO 9001, ISO 14001, OXAS 18001, also most recent management systems, the 50001 energy management system has a requirement to implement the Plan, Do, Check, Act methodology, the PDCA. I know that the majority of my colleagues in this room are very well aware, but I will try to explain briefly what we are doing in order to implement this. First of all, as regards health and safety, the first step, you have to identify your risk, health and safety risk. As regards environmental matters, what do you have to identify? Aspects and impacts. After this, you have to set your objectives, health and safety objectives to minimize the identified risks, and environmental objectives to minimize the environmental impact of your operation. Then what? Targets. You have to set targets in order to achieve these objectives. And these targets have to be measurable where practicable and with a clear timeline. You all are aware of the so-called SMART principle in setting the targets, so specific targets. And then what? You have set your objectives, the targets, you have to put in place the machinery in order to meet these targets. And the machinery is the programs, health and safety programs, and environmental programs, who clearly outline who has to do what, clear responsibilities, clear actions, and also and the output as regards records and data. Then you have to monitor. So what we are doing every 3 months at the management review meetings, we review and check progress, whether we have great chances in meeting these targets. Whenever we see any deviation, any great deviation, we take action, immediate corrective action. There is no need to wait until the end of the year. So if you see any adverse trend, you take action. And at the end of the year, of course, or at the start of the next year, you see if you have achieved your targets. If you have achieved your targets, then what you have to do? You have to set more ambitious targets in order to achieve the so-called continual improvement. If you have not achieved the targets, then you have to try to find out why you haven't achieved and take the necessary corrective action in order next time to be more successful. So this is the basic system that we work on, and I think this is the basic system for all the management systems. It goes backwards continuously, I don't know why. No, το άλλο είναι backward. Και τα δύο κάνουν backward. Sorry for this technical problem. Okay. Emergency procedure, alternative device. Yanis, we will go with Okay. I took manual control in the emergency, so the system works now. All right. Sorry for this. Focusing now on safety management. So I have tried to explain you the system. Now I will try to focus on safety management. As regards safety management, we have again a structured methodology. We have three main pillars in trying to improve: the reactive pillar, the active, and the proactive. Let's speak about the reactive. The reactive way of improving, as you know, is the most costly. You have suffered an incident, you have suffered an accident, and you have realized the consequences, and now you have to take action, you have to improve. Most costly, but I have to say most effective out of three. I will try to present to you an example of the various health and safety programs that we have in place. For instance, we have in place a program to minimize the accidents occurring on board our fleet vessels. What we are doing, for every accident that we have on board, we carry out a detailed investigation and we issue an incident investigation and lesson and report, which is then disseminated to our fleet vessels and also to our industry partners, oil majors, Intertango. We do not consider only our own incidents, our own accidents, but we try to take the lessons out of incidents that have happened in other companies. So we monitor any casualty information that is circulated in the industry, and we send this out also to our fleet in order to get the lessons learned and try to avoid recurrence. We also carry out a detailed statistical analysis of all the incidents and accidents that we have, of the root causes of the accidents. But why we are doing this? Not just to present beautiful graphs and diagrams. We want to see whether we have any adverse trend in our company and try then to focus our attention to this trend and revert the situation. We have also other tools. This is an example. For instance, we maintain our own database, port terminal database. Whenever we have any incident which has occurred in a terminal and is related to some specifics of this terminal, then we populate the details of the incident in a specific database. So next time another fleet vessel is calling to this terminal, it has advanced information of these peculiarities that are applicable to this terminal, and we take proactive action. The same methodology more or less applies to the personal injuries that we have in our fleet. Again, detailed investigation and lessons learned. We monitor and we have statistical KPIs, the TRCF and LTIF as per OKIM's database, and we carry out benchmarking by using the Intertango database, trying to see our company's position in relation to the rest of the industry. We have the same system also for our contractors, because we think that these are also part of our safety management and we have a responsibility for them. Another program is to promote the near-miss reporting, this very, very powerful tool. All the industry is pushing for the near-miss reporting, and they are right. This is one of the most powerful tools that we have. So we have set specific targets for the near-miss reports to be submitted by each fleet vessel every month, and we carry out again statistical analysis and review for all these near-miss reports with the objective again to identify trends and take action in order not to have the accident, because a near-miss is a golden opportunity for us and we should not miss it. For every near-miss report that we are receiving in the office, we follow a risk-based approach. Not all the near-miss incidents have the same risk. So, for the low-risk near-miss reports, we go back to the vessel with our feedback, our response, our proposed corrective measures. When there is a medium-risk near-miss, Then we are doing again the same thing, but in addition we populate a monthly summary near-miss report, which is then circulated to all fleet vessels. So all fleet vessels are becoming aware of all the medium risk near misses that have occurred in our fleet. And of course, for every high risk near miss, then we carried out a detailed incident investigation and lessons learned, which is then disseminated to all the fleet. As I told you, out of all this trend analysis and statistical analysis, we identify trends, adverse trends. And what we are doing, then we are focusing our resources in trying to reverse this trend. How? We are carrying out concentrated safety campaigns. These are two examples of safety campaigns that we have carried out during this year. At the end of each year, we collate all this information to a safety publication, and this is disseminated again to all the fleet vessels for the easy reference of our people on board. Active safety improvement, the second pillar of our safety management. Again, we have an array of health and safety programs. One word, we don't like the helicopter view safety management. I think it is not enough. In order to improve, you have to land the helicopter, you have to check from a close-up approach the leaves and twigs. Second principle as regards the active improvement. It was mentioned from the first speaker. Checking the records and the condition as it is not enough. We have to embark on a new process, which is to check and focus on the safety behavior and safety competence of our people while they are doing their work. This is something that we are paying a lot of resources. So we are focusing on real-time auditing. The moment our people are doing their work on board, a real-time audit is carrying out, and I will explain to you later. Also, we audit safety behavior and safety competence by asking questions. Why you are doing that? Where this is referred to? How you are doing that? So if you concentrate only in records, then I think you have lost a great amount of focus. You have to focus also on safety behavior and safety competence. Just some examples for the active safety improvement. At every call at the terminal, we try to get the feedback of the terminal by using a specific terminal feedback report. Then we collate all this information, and then we try to see the areas that we need improvement. 3 minutes are not enough. Do I have your patience? Shall I conclude in 3 minutes, or shall I take some more time? I'm up to you. Active safety improvements. Again, non-conformities, observation, analysis during ISM audits, during external inspections, vetting inspections, we carry out campaigns on repeated vetting observations. When we see that we get an observation in a repeated number, then we focus our attention on that, explain to our crew what was wrong, what is the legal requirement, who is responsible to do what, who is responsible to monitor and supervise. We carry out statistical analysis of external inspections, and we benchmark our performance. This is very important, and we try to utilize as many benchmark tools as possible in the industry. Recently, for example, DNV has launched a new benchmark tool to benchmark our performance during class surveys. Close monitoring and close attendance. Last year we achieved 6.3 attendances per vessel from our people. The same thing as regards internal audits. Cargo real-time audit. This is another real-time audit that we are doing. During the discharge operation of our tankers, a superintendent is actually real-time auditing to check the competence of our people, the performance of the cargo equipment, the performance of the whole discharge operation. And this is carried out in a documented manner in order to provide feedback later on. We also try to engage our people in realizing that safety is the responsibility of all on board. It's not the officer's responsibility to ensure safety. Every rating on board has a responsibility. So we assign on a rotation base every week one member of our crew as safety inspector of the week, giving him time outside his work schedule to devote in safety auditing. Navigation audits, master, independent navigation, marine superintendent real-time audits. You are all aware. We are also investing a lot on the health of our people, so we have in place a number of services for them. We have a telemedicine service for telecardiographic monitoring through Cardio Express. We have provided our fleet vessels with automated external defibrillators, and we are carrying out also regular first aid training. Welfare of the crew is very important. That's why we have specific programs to improve the welfare by providing them access to internet, installing on board satellite TVs, and equipping the gyms on board with the necessary materials. Fighting paperwork is also one of our priorities, unnecessary paperwork, because paperwork is essential in order to improve our safety management system. The unnecessary paperwork is what we have to find, and we have a specific program in place to work on this. And also assessing the quality of the subcontractors is very important, and we have a number of programs in place. The last pillar of our safety management is the proactive approach. In this area we are investing a lot. We are investing a lot on changing the safety behavior of our people. We are trying to do what it is called the safety brainwash, to motivate our crew members that they should take a responsibility for their own safety and for the safety of the team. So we also promote the reporting of unsafe acts and conditions, not only near-miss report, but unsafe act reporting. We also promote the identification of best practices, and we take every opportunity to praise our people. We have in place extensive programs for risk management, risk assessment, also simplified risk assessment programs on board without any paper, focusing on the safety behavior and the hazard identification, just as the Take 5 program. As I told you, we carry out safety ideas campaign. We try to collect good ideas from our people and reward them. And as I told you, we try also to reward, to praise our people, to give something back to them, to praise them and to motivate through moving out of people and highlighting to the rest of the group people that have exhibited a high HSE performance. I will try to close with environmental management. I couldn't do without this. Again, we have a number of environmental programs in place. This is just an example of the various environmental programs that we have in place, depending on each environmental aspect, impact and operation. One of the most important environmental programs is the program for energy efficiency, and we have recently developed the SEMP, which is now also an IMO requirement. We have programs in place for the oil-built sludge, VOC, SOx. It was mentioned by the Willem how important this is. Ballast water discharge for installation of ballast water treatment on boards, advanced sewage and grey water treatment systems, garbage management, and now the Annex 5 is changing. We have a complete new revised Annex 5 which will come into force on the 1st January 2003, and we are doing a lot of management of change on this. Biocide-free TBT paints, refrigerant emission control, because these are strong greenhouse gases, and also minimizing chemicals, and also trying to develop the inventory of ship recycling of hazardous materials on board of every fleet vessel. Concluding, as I told you in the beginning, we believe that nothing could be changed without the human element, and we are paying a lot of efforts. We have a huge investment. We have our own maritime training center, the Delphic, which is equipped with a full mission class A bridge simulator and also PC-based cargo and engine simulators. We monitor our retention. We want to have high retention. We want to promote from within our fleet. And concluding, I would like to say that in order to achieve all this, first of all, you need to establish health and safety programs. Without a machinery in place, you cannot do anything. You have to monitor and you have to measure your performance with data. Without monitoring, without measuring, you cannot manage anything. Also, you need commitment and leadership by the leaders both on board and ashore, by the senior officers on board and the manager ashore. And you have also to provide motivation and stimulation to all your crew in order to try to change the safety culture of your people. The aim is the safety compliance to become a safety habit, not just an imposed requirement. If you manage to make this happen, to have safety as a safety habit, then you have great chances. With that, I conclude. I will have to apologize for taking extra time, Apostole. Before concluding, I would like to thank also my team in my company, the HSQE team, especially Captain Yannis Giannakopoulos, who is the real driver behind all these programs. And thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, Sokratis. Thank you very much. Very interesting figures. Now.